Good morning, Facebook. This is Lori coming to you live from Lori's Wellness Loft. And for those of you joining me for the first time, I am a health and life coach, an advanced energy practitioner. And my goal is to come on daily to give you little coaching gems that you can start applying right away to live a happier, healthier life now. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? I have a great broadcast for you today, but I realized I wrote like half of it with pencil and the other half with Sharpie, and I can't really read it because some of it has pencil and the Sharpie is on top of it. So I'm going off the cuff, guys. Everybody with me? Margie, we're going off the cuff. I'm just going to be me today because I can't read my notes. Christy, if you're in the parking lot, I'm sorry. I'm getting a late start, but this one is so good. And I say this all the time, they're all so good, but I want everybody to really get this, okay? We're talking about living in pain. We're talking about ripping off the bandage. And I know everybody's like, yay, let's talk about pain. But listen, folks, anything in life that you are avoiding or you are finding difficult, you are not doing, or you're procrastinating about, it's because you believe that there is pain associated to it. Whether it is pain of judgment, pain of failure, pain of not being good enough, it's all a level of pain. And we as human beings, we're not aliens, unless a couple of you are online right now and I don't know it. Our human brain is conditioned to avoid pain and to seek pleasure. We're human beings, okay? But we're not cave people anymore, people. So what happens is we become really, you're all choppy, can't understand you. No, Margie, no. How about now? It's saying I have a good connection. Can everybody understand me? Jen, can you understand me? I'm going to keep going. It's saying I got a good connection. I don't know. Margie, maybe you're in a bad place. I hope everybody can understand me. But anyway, so we get really good at avoiding pain and living in pain, and how that shows up in life. I have no video. Jen has no video. Rhonda, can you understand and see me? Because the people are having trouble seeing and understanding. It's all recording great, so I'll do it all in the replay, guys. So I'm sorry if it's kind of choppy or weird. I'm hoping I have a recording. Anyway, so what happens is when we are, Margie says I'm good now, thank you. When we are constantly living in pain or constantly avoiding, we are buffering. We are overeating, over drinking, over shopping, over Facebooking. And then what happens is once our emotions are allowed to show up, all of that pain and suppressed emotion that's inside of us comes out sideways. That's what I tell people. So normally what we do is we take it out on the people we love the most, or we take it out when we have a reaction that does not match what happens. Like for instance, you're waiting in the grocery store. You've been suppressing this emotion for how long? Who knows? And you're in the grocery store and there's somebody in front of you that needs a price check. And you are fuming. You are just livid. All they need is a price check, right? But I tell people that's anger coming out sideways. That's your emotion, your suppressed emotion that you've been buffering forever is allowed to come out now. So if you find yourself very snappy, very short-tempered, easy to agitate, if your fuse is this short, you may be living in pain. Okay, and a lot of us get really good at it until finally we get to the point where it erupts, or we get to the point where everything else in life has kind of quieted and all of a sudden these emotions are allowed to come out. So why are people so afraid to actually feel their pain? Anyone? I've heard people in the coaching room say, I just don't want to go there. I just don't want to uncover that. I just don't want to feel that. And when I say to people, what is pain in the body? What is this unexpressed emotion? It's simply a vibration in the body. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you. It's just you have to allow these emotions to come up and come out in order to move through them. If not, guess what? If you guys are like in a rabbit hole, or you're stuck in this cycle where the same thing happens over and over, and you feel like it's Groundhog's Day for you, it's because you're not processing through emotions, okay? And how do we do that safely? We find a counselor, we find a coach, we find a support group where we can actually be in the presence of people who are witnessing our pain with compassion and allowance, and allowing us to process through it so we can continue to move on in life. People who stifle this pain end up never moving forward, and they're just stuck. Like when people come in, they go, Lori, I'm just stuck. I can't understand. I can't figure it out. I'm not happy. It's usually the result of unprocessed emotion. So what do we do? I'm on the page now that I can actually read. Okay, so if you find you're procrastinating all the time, if you're finding you recoil all the time, if you find you've made your life really, really small and you're very secluded from the rest of the world, chances are that you are living in pain, okay? What do? Number one, write this down. You say yes to the pain. You allow it to be there. And I know this sounds counterproductive, but if you don't ever let the pain come out, it's almost like walking around with a splinter in your foot. And you just keep putting pads on the splinter and bandages and medicine, but you don't pull the splinter out. You have to pull it out. And believe it or not, if you do not process this pain, you're going to keep living with it. Good morning, Lizzie and Kim. Hi, you're in the parking lot too. And Anna and Jacqueline, how are you? I'm sorry, we had a rough start this morning and it wasn't working. So I apologize to all of you. I hope this isn't all choppy. Okay, so number one, you say yes to the pain. Number two, you realize that emotions are like waves in the ocean. They never last forever. So think about this. Even tidal waves and tsunamis, they're eventually going to end. So you have to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to hold on tight and I'm going to ride this wave. And what normally happens in the coaching room is that the client says afterwards, wow, that really wasn't that bad. I feel so much better. I can breathe again. Oh my God, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Because believe it or not, guys, running from your pain and avoiding your pain and buffering against your pain is exhausting. And at the end, it's going to show up again, okay? So even if you think you're not focusing on your pain, believe me, guys, the subconscious mind, which is what you're operating from 95% of the time, is still chewing on that pain in the background. You don't want it, guys. Okay? And lastly, you have to have compassion for yourself and realize you can move through this and there's something better on the other side. If you need help working through some issues, guys, you've heard of the Wine and Wine. I know everybody's talking about Wine and Wine. It's a new women's group I am starting on December 6th at 6. Okay, it's going to be a Friday evening. You're going to come in. I'm going to hand you all a glass of wine. We're going to sit in a circle and we're going to talk about what's currently not working. What are we avoiding? What are we buffering against? What are we trying to suppress? And within the comfort and the support of the group, we're all going to realize, number one, we're not alone. And number two, there are people out there that have the same exact struggles that we do. This group is for people who are functioning in the world, but just want something better. So if that sounds enticing to you, I invite you to come out to this group. It's going to be an amazing experience. I can't wait to teach it. If this was helpful for you, please drop me a 1 in the comments below. I hope you were able to hear me. I'm going to put this up on YouTube, and then I'm going to try to do a watch party later today. So I will put the recording in this underneath. If you couldn't hear the beginning of it, I apologize. Sometimes we have these little technical difficulties. And if I lost you, drop me a 2. Also, please, we're doing a share. If you share this video on your timeline to help me spread the word to all of your friends that may benefit from this broadcast, I am offering free face tans for anyone who shares this today. So hit that little boink share button in the corner of your phone and share it to your timeline. Hope you have a happy, healthy day, and I will talk to you soon.